Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Thank you guys for all your beautiful and lovely comments you've been sending. They're so heartwarming. I had a few this morning. They just make me cry. Like, I have so much love and gratitude for you guys. And I feel so connected to you. And one of my favorite high points of my day is to be able to go through the comments and see how you're thriving, changing. You're falling in love, a bunch of you. You're connecting with workmates and family members like never before. And it's so heartwarming and lovely. So I was all chit-chatting in the last one because I was getting warmed up and getting used to the set. But in this one, I want to get right to it. And this is going to be a 4-card spread. And it's going to be how to identify your soulmate, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like the sort of when, where's, and what's going on. I'm just going to ask my guides for some sort of like what are going to be some of the tip-offs and some of the things that you see when they're in your periphery, they're close by, because I feel like a lot of you now, you've set the intention, but quite a few of you have not released it. You're panicking, you're placing time frames on it. There's, not desperation, but there's urgency, and we can't have that. When we really want something, we have to say, hey, you know what, guides in universe, I trust you. I trust you're going to bring me my perfect soul connection, and I'm going to leave it up to you. I don't need to chase them, because when we're chasing anything, what happens? It runs away, right? We chase our dog or cat, they run away. So we want to be able to create a lovely atmosphere for them to come in, and then we'll be in receptive mode for that, right? This is my Christmas attire, by the way. I thought I'd wear my other crown. I love this. It's, oh, look at it. It fits so beautifully right on the crown of your head. I had my headband on and I didn't have time to change stuff, so I just put it on there. So it's an eclectic mix. I'm kind of a hip hop queen, so I got my thing on with that. So that's how we roll up in here. So I'm going to give you the choices like this. I'll actually put, because I want it to be sort of like, number 1 will be Matt, Goddess of Fairness. White Tara, a sensitivity. That way it's like you have, I like there to be a visual, and a lot of times there to be a god or goddess, so you can have that connection with them. Next will be Mother Mary, beautiful. And then the Butterfly Maiden, about transformation. And that's what a lot of you are going through right now. That's what's attracting your soulmates, and that's what's putting you out, because it seems just like a vast arena that you go in sort of blind, right? It's like, I feel a lot of you, especially when you connect with me for private reads, you have an inkling, you have a vague idea, you think there's a special reason for this strong connection with them, that you're constantly thinking about them. What happens a lot of times is we'll romanticize an interaction with somebody, and because we're in a heightened sense of awareness and we're using all our senses, so everything is very vivid to us, so we can romanticize that and attach a lot of things to it that aren't quite available on their end yet, you know what I mean? So we have to be a little more in tune with the timelines of things, and because we can push it back. A lot of you are like, oh, Melanie, especially if I do, I'm going to have a disclaimer here. A lot of times often, even every single read that I do, let me clarify. Every single read that I do is for a collective, right? So every single thing I say is not going to come into reality and be for every single person. It's just not, because there is an energy and a bargain that's struck on your end. So if you're not on the right vibration or frequency and you're panicking, where's my love, where's my love? Guess what? And no tarot reader in the world is bringing that to you. And a lot of times, like I like Colette Baron Reed saying, it's not predictive. A lot of times it's prescriptive. If we give you the tools and the know-how and the lookout and the sensories, the extrasensory perceptions to be able to gauge this and live a certain way, especially using the law of attraction, it happens for you. However, if you're saying, I'm doing it, and it's not happening, chances are you're going back into old subconscious rhythms and patterns, saying, where your ego takes over. And when our ego takes over, it always tells us we're not good enough, smart enough. We're not anything enough. It always wants. Again, we have to shut that down, because it is, I love the EGEO where she said it's the edging God out. An ego does. It shuts out our soul. It shuts out our gratitude, right? Our ego is never satisfied. So it certainly doesn't have gratitude. It's not saying thank you, gods and goddesses and guides and angels for everything that I have, right? It's always saying, well, I want this too. I want this. It's that girl with the golden goose on Willy Wonka, right? I want a golden goose. Yeah, here's your golden goose. I don't remember what happens to her, but I know it's not great. But that's what happens to people that just want. And they never say thank you, right? Have you ever given a gift to somebody and it might not be to their exact liking, the ungraciousness that comes across when they'll actually act disappointed in your thing. I've seen it at events and stuff. It's very low vibration, because it's like when you give somebody a compliment and they throw it back in your face because they don't know how to receive. You have to get in receiver mode, which means having grace and a restfulness about you and knowing that this is your due. You're beautiful, you're lovely, you're trying, you put the intention out there, you're living well, you're being creative, you have a wellspring of just love and knowledge, and you're helping your children, you're helping your animals, you're helping your community, all these things. So you're living well. So now is your time to receive. Be ready, be gracious, sit back and receive, because it's not time for you to have to chase, and it's not time for you to have to do. It's not time for you to have to acquire. It's just time to be and receive, which is really lovely. So let's get right into this. So again, first one is Mat, is about fairness. Second, White Tara, that's about sensitivity. Mother Mary, expect miracles. And this one is a butterfly maiden transformation. I've never seen this card yet. That's really cool. Transformation. So let's see what's going on for you guys in terms of your signs and what might be happening. The door to personal healing and happiness. Absolutely. So this is your time in your life where you're recognizing the areas that need a little mending, right? This is sort of this is a tower then joy moment, where you get your tower and then your sun. You're going deep, and you're going in the basement, and you're seeing what needs to be solidified, what needs to be changed. And usually it's those weird subconscious patterns where we just do the same thing over and over. We wake up, we start doing things, and we have the same response as knee-jerk reactions, instead of saying, you know what, today I'm dealing with this in the present, in the way that I feel right now, not what I've done in the past, because that doesn't solve anything. And when you do that and you sort of clean up that clutter, you're opening those new doors to opportunities, and you're pulling that soul connection closer to you, because you've pretty much, you've planted the seeds and you've sowed the field, and you've got that chalkboard, all the old dust off it, so it's ready for new writing, right? That's super important to and start to clarify what you want to. Hawk Spirit says, let spirit be your guide. That's another thing you're going to start to see. The animals. I have a crow going crazy outside my window, and that's funny because that is my spirit animal. Birds. I have a close affinity with birds. And yours right now, I feel like there are going to be animals in the bird kingdom that sort of usher in warnings and let you know. Listen to the sound of birds. Chirping, crying, cawing, whatever they're doing. It's a signal from your guides, because they come through animals, and they are in animals and all these things, because they can't come down as, big white-winged angels and start talking to you, because people will be in loony bins. It just wouldn't work that way. They have to come gently, and they have to come in a selective way, right? So listen to that. That's going to let you know when you start to really pay attention to animals and what they're doing around you, like weird gatherings of birds, weird bird activity, them crying, cawing, all those things. Again, the synchronicities with numbers, you'll see lots of ones, lots of twos, lots of threes, all in a row. But spirit guides, they work hugely through animals too. So Mary Magdalene is about unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation. Oh, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Yeah, again, we're loving people not because they can do something for us, not so they can give us likes, not so they can give us money, not so they can give us kudos, a ride, a house, any of those things. We're loving from the heart. We're loving the essence of another human being placed on this earth going through the same struggles we are, right? At any given time, anything can appear a certain way. That's not necessarily how it is. So you may be seeing your soulmate in a situation where he just came from the gym and he's sweaty as F, looking grody to the max, but you feel a connection to him. But again, we're not judging, because when you have an open heart, mind, and all your chakras are aligned and your chi is going, you'll feel it through your soul. And that's what you really want to listen. You want to listen to your five senses now. And then I'm going to pull a couple tarot so we get a time frame on this as well. We are all connected. And once we realize this is the biggest eye-opener of all. We start behaving differently around people. When we think somebody is, you know, like an offensive blowhard. There's a reason for that. Maybe as a child they were neglected, nobody listened to them, and now they get a chance to have an audience. So that might be perhaps why they act that way. So when we have everything with a little teaspoon of compassion, we can realize that maybe that person's a ridiculous blowhard because they want affection and attention. It's the same thing as, remember, the ego, and I love that Colette's little saying of approach it like it's behind a curtain in a play, and you go up and it gets smaller as you approach it because it's scared. The ego is always scared. That's why it wants more. And then you wrap it in a blanket. You tell it you love it, and you tell it to go to sleep because you don't want to listen to the ego. You want the soul open. You want a lovely void to be created, not filled with bad thoughts about yourself, right? What's the story you tell yourself about yourself? Don't you want it to be a good one? Yeah, absolutely, right? In that way, that's when you'll feel the connection, and that's when that love match will come in. Let's see what we have. It's so funny. That's the Chariot. So this group is definitely, it's faster rather than later. It's coming in because you guys you're elevated. You're the group. I have a lot of groups saying, you know, they're seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers. That's this group. It's starting because it's a turn. You've turned the corner. There's a shift. And now it's like a different paradigm. Everything is being ushered in because you're realizing, wow, I have the balance and the capabilities to deal with this now and have my eyes open and not be judgmental and feel all the feelings, right? So you are manifesting this group. Magnificent. So that's you guys. Really, really good. Don't forget to check like and subscribe if you're new, and also hit the notification bell so you'll know when all the new videos are in. All my links are down below if you need a private read. If you want to go on Instantgo, my Etsy store has all my jewelry and everything in there. And come check out Patreon too. We're having so much fun over there. I just did mini free oracle reads for everybody the other day, and it was so fun with the Nicolette Coccoli oracle cards, and they're so beautiful. So yeah, we're having fun over there, and it's like, yeah, it's our own little funky tribe. So come check us out. It's a lot of fun. So that's you guys. Get ready. Have your eyes open. Be at peace. Be at peace. Know you're enough, because you are. Know you're the bomb.com. You definitely are. So let's see. This is the White Tara group about sensitivity. Yeah. Avoid. This is about avoiding aggravating scenarios, pictures, people, places, and things that are harsh. You don't want to be around harsh people, people that are caustic, people that get under your skin. Avoid them because you're sensitive to that right now. I also am. I won't be in a crowded area from now up until Christmas because I find people, the rush and the consumerism, very abrasive. And it's not my scene, frankly. I don't need that. I'll be home trying my tiaras. The sun. So you're ready to bask. This is I feel like you're just going to take universal delight in everything, and you're going to be on a really high frequency, and the approach is imminent, and it's because you've laid the groundwork, you put the work in, you started the manifestation process, and then the release, which is the most important. You said, listen, universe, I'm really tired of being alone. I would like this sort of person. You envision them. That's very important. Envision what they look like, their behaviors, their voice, all that thing, the flavor of everything about the relationship. And then you've released it. The most important component is the release. When you release, and you let go, you let God, you let guides, it starts to work toward you, because now you're in receptivity mode and the energy is working toward you and coming into your life. You're not chasing, you're not wishing, you're not hoping, you're not wanting, because you are grateful for what you have. Now you sit back and relax, right? You ever go like shopping and you were so busy and you got so much, you just put the bag somewhere because you have to go do stuff, but it was almost like you were on autopilot just purchasing stuff because you never missed that stuff. You never knew where it was. And when it pops back up, it's like rediscovering it. That's sometimes how we fill those voids. We just go out in this mad rush to acquire things because we think it's going to make us feel better, but it's never things. I'm serious. It is never things, right? That's why, like, when you see all the old movies about, and you'll see it now with the new Queen Elizabeth and Mary Queen of Scots movies coming out, they're basically pulled in 100 different directions. They can't find their own free love. They have to have matches made, other royal matches made with them, and a lot of times it's not a love match. And if they've already found lovers or loves that they like, they then have to be separated from them. So that's the sort of thing where if in history and stuff, and there's all these fractures in relationships, and when people come back and they're starting in a new area of life in a new century, and they were ever involved in matches, because in the day, it wasn't too long ago where every match was conducted by the family, right? And you didn't have a choice in it. So now you do have a choice, and it's going to be divinely guided. So when it comes in, it's just going to usher in quietly. I love it. And I love that I'm doing the animal spirits for that. Spirit has a plan, and they do. And guess what? I bet you'll start to see this animal in magazines, on billboards, this particular group, in films, just funny little things everywhere. Koala. And koalas are just so peaceful, and they just hang out. If you've ever, go on Pinterest and look up a wet koala and see what it looks like. You want to set that thing on fire. It is so scary. They're so beautiful when they're normal, but a wet koala looks like some kind of hellish demonic hell monkey. Like, I saw that and I was like, that is not a koala. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, no. I remember I put it on every site possible, going, look at this thing. It was so scary. So Lakshmi is talking about your bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. That's the biggest component as well, right? When you start worrying, well, when are they coming? What are they going to be like? What if they don't measure up? What about getting on with my families? You're already pushing away something that hasn't even had a chance to move forward to you when you have any kind of worry in the sequence. Worry, fear, of inadequacy, poor timing, any of that thing, whatever. You're creating barriers already before this event has even been able to shift in your direction. So let go. Let your goddess, let everybody take care of it. Just know it's there. Know it's already here. It's already in existence. It's on its way to you. So sit back, relax, and receive, okay? And we're going to... Ooh, look at that. And trust in the magic. That's the big sign. Again, I feel like you're going to hear crows. I've had crows outside my window all day because I got a little worked up before this, just because the animals were being crazy. And some people were upset, and people were running all over the house. And it was like, and I don't know, how people just get their own agenda. And I was like, I find it hard to channel and have smooth messages when that's going on. So I started to get a little upset. And then all these crows started cawing outside my window. And the crow is my bird. And I feel like crows and ravens are excellent message bringers, and they have a serious sense of magic to them. So you're going to start seeing animals. You're going to see birds. Again, like the first groups, like odd bird gatherings, behaviors, and big flocks and doing odd things, and birds getting unusually close to you, things like that, because those are our guides. Those are animal guides, and they have the angelic energy that comes towards us to give us warnings and other things, right? Absolutely. So let me break the deck and then see what we can think of in terms of time. 9 of Swords. I'm doing this by the numeric, so I feel like this is in a 9-month time frame. Now, this is important, and a lot of people say, especially if it's a collective. So the disclaimer is this is not for everybody. But what I'm asking is my guides for the majority of the people out there seeking love and people coming towards them. What can we work with in sort of a time frame, and how you can prepare? And I read this and I thought this is very true. A lot of people go, oh no, I'm not prepared. I'm not this and that. But what you're meant to do with your soul companion is to grow and understand and elevate with them. It's not that you're in the perfect spot for them or they're in the perfect spot for you. When you come together, you balance each other out. You help one another. You add grace and love and balance to each other's existence. So get ready for that. You guys, you're gonna have peace of mind, and you're gonna be ready, and you're gonna understand that, guess what? 24 hours, you work in 24-hour increments. You're not trying to plan into the next century, right? 24 hours. That's really important. So that's you guys, love and light. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe and the notification bell so you know when all the new videos are up. I am not always dressed this way. I like to do this on weekends for fun and around the holiday times because it's fun and it's just goofy. And I love like costumey things, and I just love theater. Funnily enough, I can talk to anybody about anything spiritual, but when I was approached to act and do commercials and stuff, I just laugh in front of the camera when I have to say stupid things. Like, I don't like scripted stuff. And it's ridiculous because the people are like, oh, you got to act, you got to do this and that. I was like, no. It's a weird thing, right? Like, I'm so at home with a camera if I'm talking to you guys about this or art, things like that, but not like with products or trying to act scared or like I'm about to be murdered. It just wouldn't work. It's so funny. So also all the links are down below if you guys need a private read or the Etsy store, any of that information, Instantgo, all that stuff. So thank you guys. If you're new, welcome to the channel. So number 3, we're now on. This is Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and have been answered. So I feel too that this is your guide and your angel to call upon too. And when times get a little rocky or you feel a little bit left out of the loop of love, when you feel like you're not in that state of grace or receptivity, you can call on Mary and say, Mary, please come guide me and help me and have the love in my heart and help open all my chakras so I can be receptive and aware and help me to stay present, to not go in the past and think of past hurts or past heartbreak, because I want to be open for the new current love and not to go too far in the future and try to overplan, because we want to be in the present, right? That's where all the beauty happens. That's when we learn things. Have you ever had somebody tell you like a whole conversation, but you've tuned out because you're not there, you're not in the present, you're thinking of tomorrow, or you're in the past? Ooh. And here's your archangel, first chakra, Archangel Michael. This is my archangel. Oh my God, he looks like that. Nice, sweet. He looks like he's from Vikings. Yeah, Archangel Michael. Every morning, I ask for protection in my vehicles for me and my family and for my animals. And I thank him for our food, for the weather, and that we've been safe here in Connecticut on the East Coast. There's been tragedies all over the world. I don't even watch the news anymore. So if you don't hear me say, oh, bless this area of the world or this, not, I don't engage at all. As an empath, that would just totally murder my whole psyche. Like I just can't engage in that, especially stuff where children are hurt. So I just don't. So I asked Archangel Michael too to protect me from that, and just the barrage of terribleness that can occur in the world at times, but to fight that with good energy and his love and his compassion and his healing. And I thank him for making me never sick, never having to go to the hospital, never having ailments, always waking up happy and vibrant and doing my dream vocation. The fact that I can work with gemstones and make jewelry all day long and handle tarot cards and afford them and talk to you guys and deliver messages and be able to hear the messages. There's nothing better. So thank your guides and gods. And I believe he's particularly assigned to you in this journey. So this is the Moth Spirit. Surrender now. Yeah, it's all about surrendering. It's all about saying, I do believe in the process. I do believe that the guides have us covered, that everything that's meant for us comes to us, that things don't pass us by when it's meant for us, that our love is coming towards us and working in tandem with all the guides that bring us the perfect soul connection with each other, right? And I feel like you're going to start to see the moth again. You're going to see moths and butterflies out in nature, on billboards, around... just around, you know what I mean? Like in media, social media, tattoos. It's even possible that your love connection has a butterfly tattooed on their body somewhere as well. I just stopped that for a moment because I'm not sure how quickly the camera can go on. So yeah, that's wonderful. So Sekhmet is about being strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Yeah, this is I just call this the bounce back goddess, because guess what? It's like anybody in their life, from the wealthiest person down to the most poor. It's all in their perspective and how they look at life, and they see things as opportunities, or they see things as joyful endeavors to be able to go meet people, see people, and be around them, and they're happy, or they see people as aggravation that they don't want to bother with, and that's our essence, right? We either love and love our existence, and we want to thrive, and we're enthusiastic about things, or not. And you are. And you're saying, screw that. If I got knocked down, I'm getting right back up. I don't care if this person said I was this, or that. That's not who I am. They don't influence me. I know who I am. I'm top-notchery, debauchery. I'm going for it. I'm the upper echelons of everything. I'm the cream that has risen to the top, and I'm going to get my man or woman. Heed the messengers, because they're going to be all around you now. When you approach that link of love and you get there, stuff starts to happen. Stuff starts to happen in a very unique way. There's fluctuations in electricity. There's strange animal behaviors, of course. You're more magnetic as well, so other people also want to be around you. People that sometimes like hang around you want to even more so want to be around you. You're going to be paid a lot more attention. So that's one of the things you'll notice is like, wow, why am I all of a sudden such a hot commodity? That's why your magnetism is up, because your positivity and your vibration is raised, right? So watch out for that. That's really cool. So we're going to look for a time frame. So when people start to come for you, oh, look at that King of Discs. Very nice. What's going on? Oh my God in heaven. What? Peeper. I don't know what's up with these cards. This artist is very unique. I keep hearing sevens in my head, so it's like sometimes if there's a number on the card and it seems to correspond, there's a reason I chose that, but I'm hearing sevens. I'm seeing a 7-month time frame And guess what? Funnily enough, I always think this too. I think if you move into the zone of receptivity even faster, that time frame can be moved up, as well as the opposite. If you're in some sort of funk where you think your ego has a better plan than you do, then you're effed basically, because the ego is it just is the blocker of everything, because it'll tell you you're not ready, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not fast enough, you're not smart enough, you're not any of that, strong enough, any of those things. So the ego has to out of the equation. The ego solves zero for us. The ego brings in fear, which is a blocker, and it stops your manifestation for money, for everything. So get rid of fear, because fear takes you in the past, the fear of being hurt and all that. So you're not in the present, so you're not receptive, and you're not noticing all these beautiful signals around you. And if you're too far in the future, again, you're not in the present watching what's going on, and you're making big plans, but you're too far out of the periphery to manage it. And the guides, they move it back because they know that you're not ready, and all the energy can be persuaded to make it go forward when you just get in the place that says, okay, I feel divinely guided. I'm listening. I'm looking for signs. I'm receptive to the love coming my way. I am deserving of love. I am prepared for it. Just knowing that it's all meant for you, and what's meant for you is not going to pass you by. Wiener. Like, I see the reflection of this in the mirror. I'm like, sometimes they're like hermaphroditic, and I'm like, what's going on? I rarely have time to just like stare at my whole deck. So I'll pull out cards and I won't even know I have them, and I'll be like, wow. So let's start thinking about in sevens, like a 7-month time frame. I'm really feeling that strongly. And again, when this is for a collective, that does not mean every last soul that watches this, because again, there's different behaviors and components that shift the times for you. Okay, you guys? Look at that. I'm excited for you. So that's you guys. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below if you need a private read. Oh, yeah. So if you need a private read, and everything's down there, Patreon page, my Etsy store, everything. It has all my jewelry, crowns, all the good stuff for the holiday. Hurry up because Christmas is coming. And as soon as I list a crown, it usually goes out. I just listed this and the green one last night. They're very reasonable, and they're extraordinarily well made. Love them. So get out there, look for the signs, because it's like it really is. You're going to see weird electricity things that are going on. Also, I feel like weird fluctuations in temperature. Like you're going to go in different rooms of whatever business work, and some are going to seem really hot, some are going to seem really cold. Weird fluctuations in that. But just know. I love this so much too. Just be strong, bounce back. You're strong when you don't think of past hurts and dwell, right? You're evolving, so you don't need to dwell, right? You don't need to dwell, no. So let's see what's going on for the next group. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Yes, that's the thing. You're shedding off that old skin. You are in a metamorphosis stage where you're realizing, wow, I am really beautiful and strong and powerful. And I know where I'm heading, and I know what I want, and I know how to receive what is ever coming my way with grace and love and gratitude. Gratitude is the number one thing. I feel like that's where you're having your biggest shift, that you're waking up and you're like, wow, I do have a roof over my head. I do have a family that, loves me, and brothers and sisters and animals that love me. And when you think about that love and how much you cherish it, it brings in more things. The Butterfly Maiden is huge on that, ushering you love, the yin and the yang. So yeah, the yin is about, because you have your perfect fit coming to you. The yin is the feminine receptive energy. That's saying, hey, I don't have to chase. I'm not the hunter. I don't have to do all this. I can just sit and receive. It's the grace where you're saying thank you. When people bring you flowers, thank you. People bring you gifts, thank you. Being gracious, lovely, and your feminine energy, right? You are the flower. Let the bees come to you, because they are coming. And what happens too, again, you're the group, you're going to have multiples because of your manifestation. Your powers are going to kick into a gear, and it's like a magnet for more than one person. And here's why too, the peacock spirit, let it shine. When you feel like being flamboyant and wearing really beautiful, loud, whatever, jewelry, crowns, this is faux fur because I don't wear real animals, anything like that, we want to be glamorous, fun, funky, wear stilettos, whatever you want to do. It's you, it's part of you, it's part of your elements, your fun, your kicky self, who you want to be, you know what I mean? Your originality, like, anything you want. I know a lot of people, they have, I don't know why this kicked in. My mother grew up on a peacock farm, and she loves hats, and so do I. And a lot of people, they won't wear hats. They're like, oh, I couldn't carry that off. just know you can carry anything off, and who's to say what you can carry off but you? You should be your main influencer in everything that you do, right? You can carry off anything. Dude, I wear a crown of Whole Foods. I'll do anything. Isis, past life. The situation involves your past life. That's funny that we just did a read on past lives. This situation does, these people coming in, these soul components, and this is some twin flame stuff too. You have been just missing each other. And you've been just missing each other, and now it's going to hit the mark. And it's because you have past karmic ties, and you need to work out some stuff together, and your soul connected to these people. They've journeyed through you with lifetimes, and you protect each other's. You protect each other's peace of mind, and you feel safe, grounded, and secure, as well as very strong when you're in each other's presence. So you'll know that person when they're around you. You'll be like, Shazamo. Focus and then act. Yeah, on everything. As soon as you feel something, listen to your body's cues. Be like, wow, why do I feel really drawn to this person? Why do I feel like my heart skips a beat when I see this person? Why do I feel happy, joyous, and free? Any of those things. And then work into that feeling and really go for it. And just make a connection with this person, because it's time, and you'll know it's time, which is the cool thing. Let's see if we can get a time frame on this. 4 of Swords. This is, 4, and this can be up to, I'm hearing there's actually, I hear schism. There, for where there's a schism, that's a 4-year time period. For those of you where there isn't a fracture, and you're not going in the past, because a lot of you are living too much in the past hurts, past problems, and there's a schism. So it's like you're too in there to snap out of that. You're going to need to do a little more work and feel like, do a little inventory. Why am I hanging on to this? Ask yourself that. What good is it serving? It's serving 0 good, right? It's only making you feel morose, heavy, and like it's too far away. But those of you that are learning to release anything, so you have that void, and it now there's a vacancy, so the new can come in. It was a 4-month time period, because you guys already, this is another thing too, you're going to focus and then act. You're going to see that for what it is and have that aha moment, go, oh wow, yeah, that is it, and you're going to step right into it beautifully. And it's going to click, because it's your guy and it's your girl, and that's nice. Very nice, yeah. So that's you guys. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. There, and the notification bell, so you know when the new videos come in. There's a little gray arrow on the side of the, on the bottom. That's for all my links down below. If you need a private read, if you need to go to the Etsy store, anything that you could possibly want is down there. Instantgo, if you ever need to contact me and you want a quick answer, a 1-question answer, 2-question answer on Instantgo, and then I can help you out there. A lot of you, it's really cute when you're going on dates. You're like, well, what's going on? Because I do have a lot of expert dating advice. I have 4 older brothers, and ever since I was young, I would always be like behaviorist. I always want to know why people are doing certain things and acting a certain way, and that I have a lot of information on that, and I just love the whole dance of passion and how people are with one another and how excited they get. It's really, really beautiful. So that's amazing. So that's you guys. So thank you. I love you guys. I can't tell you how touched I am by all your beautiful comments every day. I'm like brought to tears every day by you guys. Your humbleness, your beauty, your connectivity. You're all reaching for that lovely, soulful connection to others, and it's really beautiful. And I'm really proud of you. And I love you guys. And you're just the best. You're the best, best, best. I can't thank you enough. You are just, you're the cream of the crop for sure.